At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins for a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Visit us today at one of our 4 Lexington area locations.
This is a special place.
Our home court advantage.
With the support of our fans and the Big Blue Nation, we can accomplish anything.
That same hometown advantage can be yours at Central Bank.
With their winning personal service, Central is passionate about helping me succeed.
They're always behind me, helping guide my financial strategy, and they can help you too.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local. Put Central Bank's hometown advantage to work for you.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
When you're out recruiting, a phone call doesn't always cut it.
You have to be there face to face.
It's the same with banking. That's why I chose Central Bank.
At Central Bank, it's easy to stay connected with online and mobile banking. But when you need someone to talk to or a quick decision made, we're right here with the products and personal service to help guide you toward your financial goals.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local and put Central Bank's local advantage to work for you.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Sitters are here.
I'm ready. Okay, kids, behave.
Man to man?
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
I got it.
With more features than ever,
All right, who's hungry?
mobile banking from Central Bank lets you deposit checks, pay bills,
Okay, you're gonna get a rip screen.
send and receive funds with Pop Money, and more.
Hey.
So you can stay in the game without missing a step. Do more with mobile banking from Central Bank, official bank of UK Athletics.
This is Oscar Combs. The next time you get hungry, remember this commercial. Then grab your keys and come to Rafferty's. Now, where did you put those keys? Rafferty's, located in Lexington, Louisville, Elizabethtown, Florence, Paducah, and Bowling Green.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 11th Region Girls Basketball Tournament here at Eastern Kentucky University. Alumni Coliseum. Gary Ball, Coach Scott True, Darren Douglas, William Moorfield producing here tonight. And the first game, it will be Lexington Lafayette, Woodford County, the young guns from Woodford County. Scott True, 4 freshmen start for Jay Lucas.
Very young, very talented. This will be a tough challenge for them tonight. I think a start for them, a good start for them is critical. But that big post player they've got, Delaney Enlow, is going to be the key tonight. Yeah. 13 points and 13 rebounds for her. She's averaging a double-double. She's going to need to do that tonight, and she can really hurt Lafayette on the inside if they can get the ball.
I agree with you, and they'll try to do that tonight. They've got some other good scorers, too. Abby Moffitt, the freshman, averages 12 points. Peyton Rose, really the only veteran, a junior, averages 11 points a game. So they've got some other girls that can put the ball in the basket. Of course, when you start with Lexington Lafayette, how can you not start with Kiara Pankins? I mean, 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, all-state player, has been playing there ever since 8th grade. Now she's a senior.
Yes, and I'm going to go to Lafayette's graduation to make sure she actually leaves, to make sure she graduates. She's been terrorizing us for a long time. She can beat you from the outside. She can beat you from the inside. She's really, really tough to keep off the boards. And then if you foul her, she shoots about 80% from the foul line. She's really tough, but she's got a lot of athletic talent around her also.
Oh, yeah. You know, Gar Carter and Terry Abram really stepped it up in that 43rd over at your house, Lexington Catholic, last week, and both really stepped up. Matter of fact, Abram was the MVP of the tournament.
She was. Abram did a nice job. I thought in our game, Gar Carter was the difference. She scored 18 points and had 5 or 6 rebounds, and we had a really hard time containing her. She was a real difference in the game for us. So, you know, they're very athletic. I've said all year long, behind maybe Franklin County, they're the second most athletic team in the regional tournament.
And, you know, we're going to have the public address announcer here in a couple of moments with the starting lineups, and both teams already. We got about 2 minutes and 15 seconds before the start of the announcements here at Eastern Kentucky. And Coach, what do you think about the game we got here, Lafayette Woodford? What do you think of the keys of this game coming up here between the Lady Generals and the Lady Jackets?
Woodford needs to shoot well from the three-point line and then get the inside-out game going with Enlow. They're going to have to do that to be able to stay up with Lafayette tonight. Lafayette's going to be about their pressure. Can they turn Woodford over, get out in transition, and get to running? And if they can do that, they'll give Woodford County problems. They're very athletic, and their pressure, they'll try to use their pressure to bother Woodford County, turn them over, and get easy baskets in transition.
I agree with you 100%. And later tonight, we'll see Scott County. My goodness. And a young ball club, but yet a ball club that scores a lot of points.
They do. They've got three or four players in double digits, and they're very tough to contain. They flat get after you too. And if you don't have your track shoes on to play them, you're going to be in trouble. So look for Southern to try to control the pace in that one and keep it in the 50s if they're going to have a chance.
You know, the thing about it, how difficult is it, Coach? I mean, you're a coach at Lexington Catholic. Summer Simmons just had a baby. She hasn't been on the bench for a while now for Southern. She wasn't on the bench in the district. Not sure she'll be on the. She wasn't at the draw Saturday that I attended here. So how does that affect the ball club?
Well, it's tough when you hand the reins to somebody else, but that's what you have a good assistant coach for, to be able to step in and make the transition easy. And the kids knew that was coming too. It wasn't unexpected. They knew that was a possibility, so that helps. But her staff does a really nice job. They've been together for a while, so I'm sure they've made it easy as possible for the kids.
Well, Coach, we got our stat monitor working. We got the king of stream, William Warfield, over there to our right, making this look fantastic in high definition. We got Darren Douglas manning the sidelines, and he's about ready to mic up the public address announcer here at Eastern Kentucky University for tonight's starting lineups. And also, I believe we'll have the national anthem here at Eastern Kentucky. This is my 16th 11th region tournament. I think my first year was 2002.
Wow.
So looking forward to cover my 16th tournament here at the 11th region. I'll tell you what, I've seen some really good basketball here at this tournament, boys and girls.
Yeah, it's one of the toughest regions to get out of, and it's very, very competitive every year.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside Alumni Coliseum here on the campus of Eastern Kentucky University for 11th Region High School Basketball Tournament action. Tonight's first game features the Lady Yellow Jackets of Woodford County High School and the Lady Generals of Lafayette High School. In a moment, we'll have your starting lineups. We ask now that you please all rise as we honor America, its freedom, and those who protect it with the playing of our national anthem. And now let's meet our starting lineups. First for the Lady Yellow Jackets of Woodford County out of District 41 at guard, number 10, Peyton Rose. At guard, number 14, Abby Hudson. At guard, number 24, Abby Moffitt. At forward, number 30, Casey Abel. At forward, number 54, Delaney Enlow. The Lady Yellow Jackets are coached by Jay Lucas. And now the Lady Generals of Lafayette High School out of District 43 at guard, number 3, Lindy DeBilzen. At forward, number 5, Caroline Bennett. At guard, number 15, Takia Gar-Carter. At forward, number 22, Kiara Pankins. At guard, number 24, Terry Abram. The Lady Generals are coached by Allison Denton. Your officials for tonight's game are David Swift, Lauren Neal, and Huel McLarnon.
Public address announcer always does a great job here at the 11th Region Tournament. We're just about set for basketball. And as I said, Gary Ball with Scott True, William Warfield, Steve Potek, our videographer, and Darren Douglas sideline. It will be Enlow, and she will go up against Gar-Carter. Tap Enlow got it last. A battle for it. Lafayette, they throw it back toward Woodford County. Coming out with it, there's Hudson for the Lady Jacket. She hands it now to Peyton Rose. And, Coach, it looks like Lafayette's in a zone defense.
And that standard 2-3, they'll run it a couple different ways. Eventually they'll crank up the pressure and try to keep Woodford County on one side of the floor.
Yellow Jackets moving around against that Lafayette zone defense. Over in the corner to Hudson. That's Hudson. She kicks it over now, and with the three-pointer off the mark, Moffitt, but stuck back up and in nicely by Hudson on the backside.
Rebounding is going to be key tonight, and Lafayette's got to do a better job than that. They got out of position there playing in the zone. It's tough to block out.
That's a great job there by Hudson with the stick back. With the ball is Bennett and Lafayette. They're down 2-0. How important is it for Woodford County to jump out early in this game?
It's huge. When you have freshmen on the floor like that, it's really big for them to get a good start tonight. And it looks like a dominant one on Pankins.
That's Abram to the basket, and it rolls in her. Nice soft touch.
Good finish over Enlow there.
2-2 ball game.
This is another key for Woodford County to handle this 2-2 on pressure and not turn it over.
Ball blocked from behind on the attempt there by Moffitt. Here comes DeBilzan, the length of the floor. She can't get it to go. Stuck back Abram. Was that Enlow got a piece of that?
Enlow got a block there, yes, sir.
Here comes Rose. Lost the handle on it and picked up by Lafayette. Takia Gar-Carter lays it up and in. Just quicks right there. You can't stop that.
So tough in transition to get back and cut her off. But 2 turnovers early for Woodford. They've got to clean that up a little bit.
4-2 Lafayette, 6:13 in the first period. Enlow bounces out of it to Rose. Rose with Moffitt to her left. She clears through now. Gets a pick up top from Abel. Swinging in the corner, Moffitt's three off the front of the iron, no, and DeBilzan, but tracking it down is Gar-Carter. She gives it to DeBilzan, running the floor to the basket, blocked, out of bounds, and it's going to go to Woodford. They say that was last touch by Lafayette.
Really good block there by Hudson, coming from behind and getting a piece of that.
Early on, Coach, some numbers here. 2 for 5 for Lafayette, 1 for 4 from the field for Woodford County Lady Jackets. That's Abby Moffitt. Remember, the 4 of these starters are freshmen.
Yeah, and the pressure's really bothering Woodford County early.
Moffitt in trouble on that corner, double teamed, and a whistle and a foul called. And the official talking with Allie Denton. I can imagine what that exchange was.
I can imagine that's going to happen often tonight. And you've got new officials because region officials rotate. So you do have a couple, maybe a quarter to figure out how that's going to be called and what they're going to allow you to do and what they're not going to allow you to do.
Peyton Rose will put it in bound, and she gives it now to Abby Moffitt, the 5'7" freshman. 12 points a game for Moffitt. Over to Rose, who averages 11 points a game. Dumps it to Enlow. Enlow goes deep in the corner to Moffitt. Moffitt left elbow, trying to go back to Enlow. Little short jumper, too strong, and rebounded by DeBilzan.
Lafayette's going to continue to push the pace and try to wear Woodford County down.
DeBilzan between the rings, looks back at the bench, kicks it over to Bennett. They're trying to get it to Abram. Abram finally gets it in the corner, drives down, throws it up, it rolls out of there. Abram gets it back, blocked by Enlow. Enlow has it stolen away by, they put down to Kara. Pankins off glass, Pankins good.
And again, the offensive board work, get a second and third opportunity. You're not going to stop Kara Pankins who catches it that low on the block.
Moffitt, double team, triple team, passes out of it to Rose. Rose on the corner goes to Hudson and rolls off, rebounded by Kara Pankins.
It's a nice job there on the board work by Lafayette, but again, DeBilzan straight to the basket.
But challenge there by Enlow. Enlow's pretty much challenging everything that comes to the rim, really.
She is. She's a good rim protector, and so far she's done it without fouling, and she's bothered Lafayette a little bit.
6-2, Lafayette on top. Just underway, 4:30. And banked in there by Gar Carter. She's got 4 points already.
Yeah, no communication there, and they give up the easy one.
So 4:20 to go. Full court press to the basket is Moffitt. Left side blocked away. Gar Carter, and out of bounds. They're going to give it back to the Lady Jackets. We're going to get into the game for Lafayette. Macy Goff, and going out will be Lindy DeBilzan.
Again, another body that can wear on Enlow a little bit and can work against her to wear her down.
Katie Harlow at 6 foot checks in. Enlow goes out. And also Devon Champion checks in for Woodford. Hudson trying to dump it down low, knocked away.
Good look.
Back out it goes, and the three-pointer knocked down by Rose.
That's a nice shot. They need those to go tonight. They need to be able to stretch Lafayette's zone a little bit so they can get it inside. Again, the dominant one on Pankins for Woodford County.
Nice jumper there by Peyton Rose. As we said, she's the veteran, the junior. Everybody else is freshman.
Yep.
8-5, and that shot's rattled in. That's a three.
Bennett from way out, and that'll get you out of your dominant one when she starts sinking those.
Wow, Bennett's first basket, it's a three, and it's 11-5. You know, the game they played earlier in the year, Lafayette coach led by 5 at the end of the third quarter, ended up winning by 17.
Yeah,
but it was tight for 3 quarters.
They're going to wear down Woodford County. I think you'll see Coach Lucas go to his bench a little deeper tonight, too.
Here's a steal. Coming away with it is Caroline Bennett. That's Abram. Stops short, fouled. She'll go to the line. Let's see who they called that on. I think they might have got that on Moffitt. Yep. Moffitt picked up the personal foul. Let's look at some numbers here, Coach. 5 of 11 for Lafayette from the field. They have 7 rebounds and just 2 for 8 for Woodford from the field.
Yeah, Woodford's taking some contested shots, and again, the pressure of Lafayette and the speed and quickness is really forcing them into that. Woodford's got to settle down a little bit and pound that ball inside the Enlow and then get some kick-out threes.
That was just to give Enlow and her teammate Abel a breather there as they check back in.
Yeah, he didn't. I didn't think he would leave her out long. But she's only touched it in the paint area one time so far, and they've got to do a better job of getting it into her.
Terry Abram had a terrific 43rd district. She was MVP of that tournament. Here's a pass to Rose. Dump it down low. Enlow knocked away. Good defense by DeBilzan knocking that away. If that gets through to Enlow, that's an easy lay-in.
That's a good sideline break by Woodford County, though.
13-5. Lady Generals their biggest lead, 8 points. 3:10 in the first. Rose goes to Enlow. Ball knocked away. Coming out of there with it is Gar Carter. Gar Carter's got a bust out. Nobody's going to catch her. Lays it up and in. 6.
Again, she's behind you and taking off. She's really tough to get back in front of. Does a nice job in transition.
Pass in the middle. Boy, Woodford's even having trouble getting the ball across the timeline. Hudson. Enlow. And can't get it to go, but she's fouled. Enlow averages, as Coach said, 13 points and 13 rebounds. One of the top rebounders in the state.
Yeah, she's really, really hard to deal with on the inside. And right there, you're trapped, you're in trouble, but she's strong enough to throw it to her. Even as a freshman, she can get it and get you out of that trouble and gets to the foul line.
Enlow, not a particularly great free throw shooter at 52%. Her field goal percentage is actually higher than her free throw percentage.
Yeah, part of that's probably mental, I would think.
She's 5'11" and a freshman for Jay Lucas. Missed them both. Could have cut it to 6. Missed them both. They're still down 8. Long pass goes deep in the corner to Bilzan. She works in, bounces down low, and trying to put it up as Macy Goff, and she's fouled.
And again, the penetration off the quickness from the pass down to the corner, you draw the defense to drop it off, and then Goff does a great job getting to the foul line.
Coming up tonight, later, that should be a good one. Scott County and Southern. 8:15. Free throw rolls in there. Boy, Lafayette is such a good free throw shooting team.
They really do a nice job from there, and their bigs do a nice job from there. Pankins and Goff are two of the better free throw shooters on the team.
And the lead has ballooned to 16-5 with 2:37 here in the first quarter, and the second free throw coming from Macy Goff. She rolled it in. So Goff 2 for 2. Abram was 2 for 2 earlier.
And then again, right back to the pressure, and they're starting to move it up a little bit, which is going to give Woodford a little more problem.
17-5. Pass over toward the middle, and it's going to be over in the back called. And Woodford saying they touched it. And what do you think, Coach? I was right in front of us.
Yeah, I don't think she touched it till after she was already over and back. So I think it's a good call by the official.
2:27 here in the first quarter. It's all Lafayette. The winners here tonight and tomorrow night will advance to Friday night semifinals, Coach.
Should be a good one.
Goff down low, working in low, blocks another one. And got a piece of that, but a foul called. In low, she had to block 2 and then went for the third, called for the foul.
And that's Goff's MO. She just stays after it and stays with it and keeps pounding away at it, and eventually she draws the foul from in low.
Blocks another one. And got a piece of that, but a foul called. In low, she had to block 2 and then went for the third, called for the foul.
And that's Goff's MO. She just stays after it and stays with it and keeps pounding away at it.
3 for 3 at the line. Let's look at the free throw shooting. They are 5 for 5. Whereas Woodford's 0 for 2 from the line, or 2 of 8 from the field. 6 of 14 from the field for Lafayette. And, boy, she knocks them both down. 4 for 4 for Goff. And it's 19-5 with 2:14 in the first quarter.
Woodford's got to stay out of the trap zone. They've got to keep the ball in the middle of the floor and not get caught on that sideline, or they're going to get in trouble like that.
Ball knocked away as Abram got a hand on. Here comes Gar Carter. Streaking left hand, no. Tapped around and saved in, but right into the hands it comes to Abel. Long pass in low, wide open, getting behind everybody, and banks it home with that 55% field goal shooting. First basket for Inlow, and I don't think Coach Allison didn't like the fact that nobody was back there with Inlow.
Well, Inlow kind of trailed behind and stayed behind. A little bit of a snowbird there, but again, it was nice pressure defense there from Lafayette. Forced turnover. Just got to make the layup on the other end. Abrams missed, and it allowed Woodford to get out and run a little bit.
19-7 here. We'll step out here on PrepSpin. 19-7. Lafayette on top here. White Greer Maggard game of the week.
I used my credit cards for the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. In Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Caroline Bennett, they go down low to Pankins. Another block by Enlow. That's her 4th block. And I think the big story in this game so far, Gar Carter has 5 steals already. Take a look at that replay there.
Yeah, that might be a little contact on that one. But Gar Carter and Abrams are really causing Woodford County problems with their pressure.
Bennett a 3. Caroline Bennett, her 2nd 3 out of the corner. Wow, that was a rainbow
really
shot.
Yeah, great set right there. I got her coming in from the inbounds play.
No hesitation at all. Went straight up with it. Here comes Hudson. Back they swing it to Rose. To the basket, blocked away by Pankins on the shot attempt there by Anna Mangus. To the basket, Gar Carter rolls off. There's Pankins battling with Inlow, and coming out of there with it was Hudson. Hudson clears it to Rose. Rose stops, tries to bank it, no. Inlow went up for it, but rebounded there by Goff.
The pace is very much Lafayette's liking at this point.
22-7, they lead by 15. Goff's easy shot won't go short, but Inlow rebounding. Boy, Inlow's done a nice job blocking shots. He's got 3 rebounds.
They've got to get her a touch on this offense. They've got to find a way to get it into her now. No pressure that time off the miss, and then let her work.
Enlow working on Pankins to Rose. Hudson trying to go in the corner and throws it away as Abel can't handle it.
Woodford County shook right now, and that's not unexpected for a young team. They've got to find a way to settle down, and the best way to do that is get some stops and then make some shots.
31 seconds here in the first quarter. Lafayette Lady Generals 22, Woodford County Lady Jackets 7. Gary Ball, Scott True, William Warfield, King of Stream, Steve Patek, and Darren Douglas in the house.
The other thing this lead does is allows Coach Denton to rest Abrams and rest Gar Carter, get them a breather right now.
Long shot, that one's partially blocked by Bennett. Bennett tried a long 3. It cleared out now to Hudson. Hudson right side, throws it up, no. And rebounded, pulled down by Elise Pankins, and that's going to do it. It was all Lafayette in the first quarter. All Lafayette Lady Generals. And they were led by Gar Carter with 5 steals and 4 points. 8 points by Bennett in that quarter as well. Hit a couple of big threes. We'll be back on PrepSpin with Lafayette 22, Woodford County 7. We'll return. Carter lays it up and in.
A little bit.
6-2, Lafayette on top. Just underway, 4:30. And banked in there. Nice jumper there by Peyton Rose. As we said, she's the veteran, the junior. Everybody else is freshman.
Yep.
8-5, and that shot's rattled in. That's a 3.
Bennett from way out, and that'll get you out of your dominant one once you start sinking those.
3:10 in the first. Rose goes to Enlow. Ball knocked away. Coming out of there with it is Gar Carter. Gar Carter's got a bust out. Nobody's going to catch her. Lays it up and in. 6.
My tax refund usually.
Lafayette will start with the second quarter. I'll give you some first quarter numbers here after this shot attempt with the left hand rolls off for Gar Carter. Enlow there battling, and Enlow pulls it out and kicks it over to Rose for Woodford County. 3 of 12 shooting for the Lady Jackets in that first period, Coach, and 7 of 20 for Lafayette.
Yeah, just too many turnovers, and the pace is too fast right now for Woodford.
3-pointer off the iron. There's Enlow there battling, and it rolls off. Boy, usually Enlow's automatic with that one.
Yeah, they really need her to make it. It's a good offensive board.
Long pass. Abram put it up and in. Gar Carter, excuse me. That was Gar Carter.
Again, getting behind the defense and getting in transition. Lafayette does it really, really well.
24-7. Long pass. Picked up by Moffitt. Down low to Enlow. Lays it up. That one rolls off. Second time, and she can't believe it that a point-blank layup rolled off for Moffitt, for Big Enlow. That time was from Moffitt.
Don't see that happen very often for her.
No. She's 55% from the field. Pretty much automatic. Deep out of the corner, and that 3 is knocked down by DeBilzan. First 3, my goodness. It's raining 3s, Coach.
Well, when they can shoot it like that and turn you over and get in transition, they're really tough to deal with.
They're 3 of 4 behind the arc.
Yeah, that's tough to beat.
27-7, Moffitt. Clears it to Abel, and that shot rolls in. Nice shot there by Abel.
Good ball movement, handled the pressure well that time and got a nice little jump shot out of it.
27-9. 6:24 in the first half. Darren Douglas and Coach True will give you all the halftime here.
It's an inverted triangle in 2 now.
Enlow got another block. I believe that's her 6, Coach.
Yeah, and they're trying to funnel those drivers to Enlow and let her protect the rim with an inverted triangle 2, chasing Bennett and Pankins.
Moffitt, 3-pointer out, rebounded by Enlow, stuck it up. No, and she was fouled. But I like the fact that Moffitt's looking for her shot now.
Sure.
She got a good 3 out of the corner, couldn't get it to go.
Sure, and Enlow does a nice job going and grabbing that rebound right there and drawing the foul too. The next 2 or 3 minutes is big for Woodford. They've got to find a way to get this thing to 10, 12, 15 and not let Lafayette get any further ahead.
into the game will be Macy Goff. Boy, she did a nice job, particularly, Coach, at the free throw line, making 4 free throws in that first quarter.
She works really, really hard. Kiara Pankin's having an issue. I'm not sure she's leaving the court right now.
Yeah, Jenny Williams is working with her. Remember, she's had the concussion protocol, and she did it against Woodford. Darren Douglas was telling me. I think it was actually her and Enlow that were going after a ball and butted heads, and Kiara got the worst of that. Boy, Enlow really struggling at the line, 0 for 3.
Kiara looks like she's okay. She's walking fine. It may have a little bit of blood or something like that.
Coming up, Southern. Madison Southern will battle Scott County girls. Enlow got the fourth free throw. She's 1 of 4. Taking a look at the game's reset here. 8 points by Caroline Bennett. That leads everybody. Gar Carter's got 6, but 5 steals, those 6 points for Gar Carter.
And this is the problem. Woodford's gotten behind. They have to press a little bit.
Yep. Goff. And, boy, good hustle there by Abel. Went down, but she couldn't come up with it. But great job hustling there by Casey Abel.
They're really going to have a hard time pressing Lafayette with that quickness and the size Lafayette has.
Pass goes out front. So give it up to Ryle Grants. And that is Terry Abrams. She's got 4 points. Shot won't go there for Lafayette. Battle and whistle.
Coach Lucas wanted it over the back there and didn't get it.
Yeah. Instead, he got a foul called against his ball club. And it went against Abel.
You just can't put Lafayette at the foul line. They shoot it too well. And like you said earlier, they're a great team shooters from the foul line. They don't have a weakness, really.
As we say that,
right on cue.
Goff misses her first. She was 4 for 4 prior to that miss. I'm looking at their numbers now. They're 6 of 7. Boy, they have out-rebounded Woodford 17-14, although Enlow has 7 rebounds and 5 block shots already.
She's playing well. And sure, how many times have you brag on them and then they miss both of them?
I know, miss both of them. Comes over to Hudson for Woodford County. Hudson, angling right, in trouble. Skips it way out top to Rose. Rose launches. That's short. Pulled out of there by Caroline Bennett. She's got 8 points. Bennett wanting to push it. Tapped away. Good hands there. And saves it back in play. What a nice play by Rose.
Good transition defense there and very good hustle.
Boy, great hustle by Peyton Rose. Rose angles, gets a pick. Kicks it to Hudson. To Moffitt. Down low they go. Turning and won't go there for the big girl Harlow, who's in there for Enlow. Now pushing it is DeBilzan. She goes in the corner. Abram lines it up. Tries to bank it. No. Battle coming out there with this Lindy DeBilzan for Lafayette. 27-10, Coach. 4:42 here in the first half.
Woodford really misses Enlow on the boards.
Battling down low and taking it strong as Bennett. She draws the foul. She'll go back to the charity stripe.
Well, it makes Lafayette very hard to guard because when you play them zone, they can put Bennett, they can put Pankins, they can put Goff, or they can put Gar Carter right in the middle of your zone. And all those guards can shoot it and they can drive. And they get a lot of fouls called that way and get you in foul trouble. Very tough to defend.
Caroline Bennett, she is the game's highest scorer with 9 points. But I'm still impressed with Gar Carter. These stats, numbers don't lie. 6 points, 5 steals, 2 block shots. For her, Enlow leading the attack. She's got 7 rebounds, 5 blocks. Also has 3 points.
Well, they need to find a way to get it to her on the block down here, and maybe draw some fouls, cause some double teams, and then if they double her, let her kick it out for the 3.
Lob to Moffitt backside. She throws it up and draws the foul. I was about ready to say before they threw it to Abby Moffitt, they need to get Moffitt going offensively. 12-point scorer, and Moffitt so far in this game, as I look at her stats, she's 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3.
Well, you know, and Enlow's had some opportunities. She missed a couple of easy ones down low, and she's missed 3 free throws. And if you give her those, it's a different ball game right now. So.
Moffitt is an excellent free throw shooter, 73% on the season. Abby Moffitt, a 5'7" freshman, came in with a 12-point average and 5 rebounds a game for the 5'7" freshman. And got them both, as we said. You put her to line, she's going to knock them down, and she did. What would you think, Coach? It's 28-12 now. They haven't put the 2 points up there for Woodford, but 28-12. So what? Maybe get it down to 10 points at halftime.
Yeah, you'd want to keep it, in that 10 to 14 range and not let it get any worse. If it gets, because then you at least feel like you got a chance in the second half.
Bennett's three-pointer off the mark, but rebounded by DeBills and half glass no. Backside, that rolls off, and it's going to be pulled away, and we're going to have a jump ball call. Possession there. We'll give it to the Lady Jackets of Woodford.
But again, 3 offensive opportunities there for Lafayette, and Coach Lucas is not going to be happy with that. Woodford forced a tough shot there. They just got to find a way to get that rebound.
Peyton Rose. She averages 11 points. She's hit 1 3. Skip it in the corner, and it goes off the hands of Lafayette. And she thought it went off Anna Mangus's hands, but it'll go back to Woodford County. Champions back in there as well for Woodford. Hand it to Rose. Rose, they're trying to get Moffitt some good looks. Moffitt kicks it way out to Mangus. They skip it in the corner to Moffitt. She goes down low and turning off glass. Won't go, and battling for it, coming up with it is Mangus. Rose, she'll line up the 3, knock it down.
Good shot. Got her feet set that time, didn't rush it. It's a big bucket for them.
Look at good ball movement out there to Rose. 28-15. Ball knocked away. Down low they go to the younger Pankin. She throws it up, no good. And it's on the floor, and Mangus is battling for it, and she gives it to Champion. Elise Pankins is in there. Kiara went out. We don't know the situation.
No, she is back on the bench now, though.
3 minutes and 2 seconds first half. 28-15, Lafayette on top of Woodford County. Now knocked away by Pankins, and coming out there with it. And Caroline Bennett gives it up to Abram. Abram flying to the basket, missed it. Tapped in, coming out there with it is Goff. Back to go to Caroline Bennett. 18-footer left side, in and out. And there's Enlow ripping it off. They got a bust out with Rose. Here goes Rose. All the way to the basket, lays it up and in.
All 5 players for Lafayette went to the glass, and nobody got back.
That is 8 points for Peyton Rose.
And she's playing well. Those 2 big baskets, 5 in a row now for Dunbar, or for Woodford County, creeping back in a little bit.
3-pointer here. Goff to the basket, ran into Enlow. We're going to have a whistle, and I believe that's going to be a foul on Enlow. Yeah, Coach Lucas is saying what?
Yeah, that's a tough call. She's kind of had her position, but Goff drew the contact and gets back to the foul line.
That's 2 on Delaney Enlow, the 5'11 freshman.
Yeah, and that, I don't, with 2:21, Coach Luke's got to make a decision to, leave her in and take her out so she doesn't get that third. He scored 5 in a row and it's kind of, cut it back to 11. So it's a tough call right now what you do, because you don't want to let them push it back to 16 or 17 before halftime.
Abby Hudson checked back in for Woodford. Also back in is Casey Abel. 6 of 22 from the field for Woodford. 9 of 33 for Lafayette from the field. Neither team lighting it up, really.
No. Well, we've bragged on Lafayette's free throw shooting. They haven't made one
Ever since we said that, they've missed 3 in a row. They were perfect, and then we said how good they were at the line, and they haven't made, as you said, Coach, they haven't made a free throw since we said that.
She didn't miss those against us, I'll just say that.
No, she was knocking everything down, and that one rolls in there.
You go.
That's Macy Goff.
Interesting, Lafayette's backed out of their pressure, too. They're choosing to rest some people. Probably crank that back up, start second half.
Lafayette now 8 for 12 from the line. Hudson, and it's stolen away. Coming out there with it, Goff, and she has it knocked away by Rose on the floor. They give it back now to Rose. She kicks it over to Hudson. Hudson to the right side, won't go in low. She kicks it out, and there's a 3-pointer knocked down by Abby Moffitt.
There's that inside-out 3. Enlow touched it, kicked it back out, and got the nice open look.
29-20. Woodford chipping away.
They are. And handling the pressure better, not turning it over, and getting good shots.
With the ball's Bennett. Grants. Caroline Bennett. Abram. In the middle to go. There's going to be a foul over the back. That's a good call as he tried to go to Macy Goff. I like this Goff, Coach. I mean, you're a girls basketball coach. She really handles herself well out there. She's very composed, and she can handle the ball. There's a lot of things she can do.
She does, and she plays really hard. She gets you a lot of second looks, gets you a lot of offensive rebounds, can post up really well, and she draws fouls, as we're seeing tonight.
Oh, absolutely. She's 5 of 8 at the line.
Yeah, and there's another one. So right there, Coach Lucas really like not to foul there. She had it in a high post. She had a defender there, and then you reach in and smacked her.
You know what else she's got, Coach? 6 rebounds
Yeah,
off the bench.
She's really tough to handle when she's playing well.
Enlow leads everybody. The young lady we talked about, one of the top. There's a miss, but a rebound, and they give it back down low, tapped away for the Jackets, and we're going to have another foul called, and that was a little ticky-tack.
Yeah.
That's a girl hustling for the ball, but look at Enlow. 10 rebounds already.
For a freshman, that's really impressive, especially at this bigger stage. First time she's been here. She's just got to find a way to get to halftime now before she gets that, and not get that third foul.
So back at the line will be Goff, where she's already been there. This is her 11th attempt in the first half.
Yeah. She's so active. You have to get a body on her, and then you think you've got her blocked out. She slides around you just like that. She stepped up, met the pass, drew the foul. She's really an active player, which gives her a lot of opportunities.
7 points and 6 rebounds for Goff, the sophomore. High archer got them both. So Goff with 8 now. Caroline Bennett leads them with 9. Rose leads Woodford with 8, Coach.
And now Woodford needs a good look here. Keep this thing, maybe get it down to single digits with the 3. And they turned it over. Tough break there.
Moffitt was trying to go in the corner. I'm not sure why Abby just didn't launch that from 3, because she's a good 3-point shooter.
Yeah, but there's Goff again being active on the defensive end and making something happen.
Yeah, good point, Coach. Grants down low, they throw it over the head of Elise Pankins, and it will go back to Woodford after the turnover by the Jackets. Gave it right back to Lafayette. Turnover back and forth.
It's good execution. They had it. They just got to make a little better pass there.
32-20, under a minute to go here in the first half. Gary Ball, Scott True, William Moorfield, Darren Douglas, Steve Potek.
Lafayette extending their zone out a little bit now.
48 seconds. Moffitt to 3. Oh, no good. Enlow battling. Coming out of the woods of Bennett. Caroline leads it out to Abram. Abram tracks it down. Backs it out on the left side, looking down low. Goes down there. Blocked by Enlow, and a foul call. That'll be her 3rd. And Enlow cannot believe it. Neither can Jay Lucas.
That's a really tough call right there. That's a really tough call right there. Not a lot of contact. Had her hand straight up.
That would have been her 6th block.
You got to have her do that if she does for them, but maybe she backs off and lets that one go with 34 seconds to go and already having 2 fouls. Coach Lucas really not happy with that call.
Kayla Harlow back in there at 5. Free throw connected there by Bennett. So Bennett got them both. 34-20 after Woodford had it down to 9. 5 unanswered by the Lafayette Lady Generals. Moffitt gets it on the left side from Rose. Kicks it over to Abby Hudson. Hudson looking for Champion. Can't get it to her. Dump it, Champion. There's a high archer. Banks it home.
Good execution there.
Nice shot by Devin Champion. Her first basket. 34-22. Across the line, Abram. Abram into the paint. Throws it up, no. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul called. By the way, just noticing there have been 9 fouls called against Woodford, just 4 against Lafayette.
That's big. When Lafayette can apply the pressure they're applying and not foul, that's a big stat.
At halftime, Darren Douglas will take you through halftime with Coach. She'll break it down, statistics here and there at PrepSpin. Hudson, 3-pointer won't go, but she's fouled.
Not a good foul there by Abrams.
Wow. So Abby Hudson will get 3 free throws, no time on the clock. Everybody will have to leave the floor. And if she makes all 3 of these, we'd have a single-digit game going in the second half.
That's a tough break there for Lafayette. Abrams was flying at her, but didn't, swat it as she went by and caught her arm.
So Hudson will shoot 3, as we said. Nobody on the line. It's a little bit harder though when nobody's around you.
Definitely.
You're like on an island out there. Hudson knocks it down. Abby Hudson, that's her 3rd point.
Coach Denton was not very happy with Abrams' decision there.
Missed the second one. She can cut it down to a 10-point ball game if she connects on this 3rd free throw. She's made 1 of 2 so far. No time on the clock, and free throw rolls in there for Hudson. So Hudson with 4 points, and the lead for Lafayette is 10, 34-24 here at halftime. And again, we want to take this opportunity to thank White Greer Maggard at Orthodontics, our title sponsor. Mingy Beef Jerky, you got to try this stuff. All Sports, see it on the field, see it on the courts, get it at All Sports in the Fayette Mall. Bluegrass Orthopedics are the team trainers for Lexington Christian. Atkinson, Sims, and Commode, attorneys for all of Kentucky. Whitaker Bank, title sponsor for the boys Sweet 16. Rafferty's, well, we did the coaches show Saturday night. Well, that was a blast over there at Rafferty's. Had some great, a lot of coaches on the show. 11th Region preview. Rafferty's with a special is you. UK Sports Medicine Orthopedics, keeping you in the game. Roberts Insurance, right here in Richmond on Main Street. Bob Roberts Insurance. They insure 3/4 of the state of Kentucky. Raising Cane's Chicken, One Love, Raising Cane's. Central Bank, home of the University of Kentucky Wildcats. They do all their checking there at Central Bank. And the Scholastic Ball Report, weekends on the CW Lexington High School Sports. We'll be back on PrepSpin as Darren Douglas will give you all the halftime numbers with Coach True. They'll break it down. The big numbers, Lafayette 34, Woodford County 24. When we return on the White Greer Maggard High School Basketball 11th Region Tournament.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at All Sports. Pick it up at All Sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
Welcome back to Paul S. McRae Arena, Alumni Coliseum on the campus of Eastern Kentucky University in Richmond. Darren Douglas along with Coach Scott True. And Coach, last week district tournaments taking place, and we got right into the regional tournaments here after about 2 days break from basketball action in the high school ranks, and got a pretty good one brewing here, although Lafayette has led pretty much throughout. Their biggest lead, I believe, was 15 in the first half at 24-9, but the Jackets of Woodford have closed it to 10 here at halftime, 34-24, and both teams balanced scoring through the first half, though.
Yeah, the big stat right now is the turnovers, and a lot of them came early for Woodford. They committed 11. They handled it better late. But Coach Denton chose to back up her press a little bit and didn't press as much late in the first half. Look, I can tell you from experience, we were down about 8 or 9 at halftime in Lafayette. Look for them to come out with that really hard in the second half and try to continue to force those turnovers and get some transition. When Woodford's been able to get it to the half court moving around, they've done, they've had some success.
Yeah, another stat that jumps out at you off the board is Lafayette leads the rebounding battle 25-22. Woodford may have a little bit of a size advantage along the baseline there, with especially with Inlow. Inlow is a load inside for anybody to handle, and the girl's just a freshman.
She is, and they did a nice job keeping Lafayette off the offensive glass too, and she has a lot to do with that, obviously. The Lafayette's a very good offensive rebounding team, and they did a nice job, especially in the second quarter, limiting Lafayette to one shot and then pushing the ball themselves, and then Woodford was able to get some easy looks in transition.
Yeah, 7 steals for Lafayette in the first half, as you mentioned. That's a big factor. I noticed a few times in the half court set against that zone from Lafayette. Woodford was seeing the pass that was available, which was that skip pass from wing to wing across the zone, but at times it was some of those little lollipop pop passes, or the humpbacks is what former coach of mine used to say, but they are seeing it, though, and that's the amazing thing for young girls. This is actually a lot of the Woodford's starting 5, 4 freshmen in the starting lineup. First time to the regional tournament. It can be kind of overwhelming.
It can be, and the skip pass is there. You have to be careful because Lafayette's long, and they can pick that off, and they got it a couple times, but then Woodford settled down, did a little, rotated their zone or rotated their offense a little bit differently, then were able to get it. And then the other thing they began to get was some inside out. They got it into in-low and then kicked it back out for the 3. One of those is in transition, went into her, kicked it back out. I think that's the key. If they could make Lafayette's zone contract where they have to double her and then allow her to kick it out, they'll have some more success.
So you think, Coach, in the second half, look for Woodford to try to get it more into a half-court game against that Lafayette zone. And if they can handle the pressure and get into the half court, they'll have more good opportunities to score.
Yeah, that's what they're going to have to do. Now, Lafayette's going to do the exact opposite of that. I look for them to come back out and ramp up that pressure on every make and try to get back and make this a track meet again because they have a speed advantage and use particularly guard Carter and Abrams to get out behind Woodford County's transition defense and get some easy looks.
And the first matchup between these two, it was a 17-point win for Lafayette, 50-33 in Versailles about a month ago. Kiara Pankins and Delaney Inlow were going after a loose ball. They collided. Pankins and Inlow both went to the floor, and Pankins' head hit the floor. That's where the concussion-like symptoms came about. Tonight, only 2 points for Pankins, but Woodford did a good job on her in that regular season game. And with Pankins, even before, she was only 1 of 6 from the floor in that game against Woodford. And sometimes when you are a post player, and even though she's a senior, she's been in the starting lineup since her 8th grade year at Lafayette, do you tend to have to, as a coach, get on your senior player? Because sometimes as a post player, you get what they call statuesque. You quit, you don't move without the basketball. You don't post and not get it and then repost or anything like that.
Yeah, and some of that is just being out. I mean, she was out for 3 weeks, and then she played the other night against Dunbar and played pretty well. But just getting back in the flow of things, and and things have adjusted. I mean, Lafayette's playing a little different now. Their defense is rotating a little different without Kiera in there, a little quicker without her in there as far as pressure on the perimeter goes. But you can't replace Kiera Pankins rebounding and her presence on the floor. And her getting back in the flow offensively is important, but also defensively, she did a nice job on Inlow. Inlow got a lot of rebounds and that sort of thing. But you've got Pankins and Goff who are rotating on her, and it's just wearing on her. And she ends up with 3 fouls in the first half, and that between the pace that Lafayette pushes, and then you've got every trip down the floor, she's looking at Pankins or Goff or maybe Elsie Pankins. Little Pankins came to as we refer to her, and that's
she's not little. She's 5'10".
She's not. But that's going to wear on Inlow, and that's probably going to have a big impact in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 3 fouls, as Coach True mentioned, on the post presence for the Jackets and Delaney Inlow. And Delaney, you don't find too many freshmen averaging a double-double through her first varsity season. 13.5 points and 13.2 rebounds. That's pretty strong for anybody.
Yeah, she did a really nice job this year. You know, she missed some easy ones early and got frustrated, but then bounced back and got a few late. But again, you know, she's having Kiara's such a good athlete. You know, Kiara gets out on the perimeter, you have to honor her there, and then she can shot fake and go to the rim. And then the other thing that you're dealing with, you got Kiara on the block, and you get Bennett or Gar Carter up in the middle of your zone. So they can draw in low, and then drop it off to Kiara or Goff. And that's just tough to guard. And it's really difficult to keep them out of that offense without fouling.
Looking at the scoring in the first half, the Jackets led in scoring by Peyton Rose, the junior, averaging 11.4 points on the season, has 8 at the break, 5 for Abby Moffitt, 4 for Abby Hudson, 3 for Delaney Enlow, way below our average, 2 points apiece for Casey Abel and Devin Champion. I was trying to tell you a while ago, Coach, in the middle of that, Abby Moffitt, that name sounds familiar to our 11th region viewers and listeners out there. She is the daughter of Jeff Moffitt, who is a Woodford County alum, led the Jacket men's team to their only state tournament appearance back in 1986.
Okay.
He was the smooth left-hander who averaged about 21 points a ball game in a very controlled offense. And I told Jeff, I've known Jeff a long time. I told him I thought his daughter was a better player than he was. Of course, they went over like
I don't know. The older we get, the better we were.
Yeah,
so
true with Jeff and of course Jeff. People know Jeff. The story, he's battled throat cancer for the last several years and has since lost his voice. He can't talk at all, and but a really good guy to have around a program, any program, whether it be the guys program or the girls program over there in Versailles. So I just wanted to pass that along to people that if you see a guy sitting on the bench over there, that I think I know that's Jeff Moffitt, and he's usually right to the right of Jay Lucas, the head coach. For Lafayette, Caroline Bennett is leading the charge for the Lady Generals. 11 points for the junior here at halftime, 8 for Macy Goff, and that's a young lady, Coach, that we saw come out in that semifinal game of the 43rd District that really just unleashed. And unfortunately, it was against you. She had 8 first-half points, but bigger than that, she had 5 rebounds in the first half, which I thought was the difference at that halftime score.
Yeah, she's so active. I said it earlier in the broadcast. She's so active. She's tough to get a body on. Then you think you got her blocked out. She gets around you. She meets all her passes. She can score on the post. And then she ends up drawing fouls. That's when she's gotten the foul line tonight. Yeah. She's got what coaches refer to, she's got a really good motor. And her motor's always running. It's very tough to get her off the glass, but then you get her off the glass and somebody else gets a rebound and she dives in and they dump it back to her. So, again, it's just hard to handle Lafayette with the athleticism and the size they have. 2
points for Kiara Pankins, as we mentioned, 3 for DeBilzan and 4 for Abram tonight. Abram missed several layups there in the first half and caught the ire of her head coach, Allison Denton, which is for people that know the 11th region, she's pretty feisty as a coach over there on that sideline. So
she is. She wasn't very happy with Abram's foul right before halftime.
Yeah, the three on the 3-point by Hudson. Yeah,
you know, she's trying to make a play and just caught her arm and she went by.
Yeah, and you know the thing is, Coach, you and I talked about this in the 43rd district last week for our viewers who are just joining us this week for the regional tournament. The sophomore class below in this 11th region, and all 17 teams that currently make up the regional, are just going to be absolutely make every team, which I'm going out on a limb, and you being the girls coach at Catholic you may agree or disagree with this, but I think the girls tournament has potential over the next 4 or 5 years with the youth on all these girls teams to be on an equal par of excitement and competition level as the boys do year in and year out, and that's because of the youth.
It is. There's a lot of young players playing. You know, we were counting up the district the other night, and I forgot what percentage. It was something like 50% of the points scored were sophomore and below.
Yeah.
So a lot of good young ladies coming that are working hard, and we'll have some exciting games moving forward.
Now Lafayette, of course, loses Kiara Pankins. They do have her sister who is an 8th grader, but Goff is a sophomore. Bennett's a junior. She's one of the old guard on the floor for either team. Gar Carter also has 8. She is a junior, but those are really the only older players. Everybody else younger, and of course Woodford with the 4 freshman starters is just. I mean, you look at all this stuff, and it's ridiculous what this deep region is going to be like.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to get through as always.
Well, we should have a good second half here. 34-24, Lafayette on top. Gary back with Coach Scott True to bring you the second half of Woodford County Lafayette on PrepSpin.com.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins for a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Visit us today at one of our 4 Lexington area.
Lafayette Lady Journals with a 10-point lead. We'll start with the basketball here in the second half. Gary Ball, Scott True, William Warfield producing. To the basket is Abram, and that's knocked away there. That was Gar Carter. Abrams in there with Gar Carter. Caroline Bennett and Kara Pankins back in there, Coach.
I think she had a little blood on her, I think is what they were cleaning up.
Knockdown shot by Abel.
It's a good start for Woodford. A little high-low action. You have to honor in low, and then they got the nice little jump shot.
Across the line is Lindy DeBilzan, Caroline Bennett, Gar Carter, Abram, and Kiara Pankins. We'll check the Woodford in a zone defense. DeBilzan has it left side, penetrates, dumps it down to Kiara, backing in. Pankins throws it up off balance. Enlow there to rebound.
Trying to draw the foul there and didn't get the call.
Hudson pass to Rose, missed it. Battle and rebounded by Caroline Bennett. Boy, if Rose knocks that one down, we would have a 6-point ball game. DeBilzan stops from 14, good.
Good decision there. Defense backed off, she's able to stop and hit it. Again,
that's basketball. Instead of you have it down to 6 with a layup, they get a shot the other way, and Lafayette back up 10. Bounce right side, Enlow powers it up. Pankins there. Enlow with the finish.
Woodford handled the pressure there really well and got the nice finish on the other end.
36-28. Hanging around, aren't they, Coach?
They are.
DeBilzan, right side free throw line extended, thought about it. Bennett, kick it over to Abram. Abram back to Caroline Bennett. Bennett thinking about it. Now bounces in the corner to DeBilzan. She goes baseline. Now clears all the way through. Stops on the left side from 10. Got it again. DeBilzan with back-to-back jumpers, showing her mid-range capabilities.
That's what makes them so hard. You worry so much about Bennett and Gar Carter and Abrams, and then Bilzon comes out and scores the first 4 points in the second half.
Shows she can knock it down for 15. In that case, about 10.
Yeah, and off the dribble.
Pass comes right over, tipped away there by Lafayette's Terry Abram. There's a reason she was MVP. Well, you went over those numbers. What did you think of the first half? How about big Enlow with 11 rebounds and 6 block shots?
Yeah, they got to have her to continue to be big. She started well in the second half, but the key is to cut down on those turnovers. If they can get those turnovers cut down and give themselves some more opportunities, they're going to be in the game.
Pass down low, knocked away, and stolen by Lafayette. That's Kiara Pankins. Pankins clears it out with a left-hand dribble. Crossover down the road, runs over top, and that's going to be a blocking foul. And taking the worst of that was the Woodford player. She went down hard. She's still down on the floor.
I believe that's Rose.
Yeah, Rose, who is their leading scorer with 8 points coming into the second half. Also had a couple of steals. Big story in that first half. Gar Carter had 8 points, 5 steals. Yeah, Rose went down. She might have hit her nose or something. Looked like she's going to be okay.
Yeah, she got up on her own power there.
Yeah.
Talking to the trainer a little bit now. That's a tough call. It's a bang-bang play. Pankins just trying to make something happen, and you get a little contact.
5:51 to go here in this third quarter. Rose up. And that's Walker Terhune, the athletic trainer at Woodford County. Know him very well from UK Sports Medicine. 5:51, 38-28. Thanks to all of our sponsors here. To the basket, and won't go there for Abram, and we're going to have a rebound and a foul call. They're going to call Lafayette's, I believe, Abram or Gar Carter. Or they called it on Pankins.
Call on Pankins. Coach Lucas has been asking for that an awful lot, and he finally got it there. And Lafayette back to their press here.
5:47 in the third. Lafayette on top. Winner goes to the semifinals Friday night. Bounce pass right side. Enlow tried to set up. Knocked out by Woodford County. Semifinals, Girls basketball will be Friday night. They will take on either Scott County or Madison Southern. They'll battle later tonight. Darren Douglas and Coach True will give you the call on that one with William Warfield producing.
Woodford handled the pressure there very well and head in low, and Lafayette did a nice hustle play to get back and knock it off of him.
That's Abram. Kicks it over to DeBilzan. She thought about it and decides to dump it down to Kara Pankins, and she traveled with a good defense there. Enlow came up and kind of slowed her down, and as Kara's indecision there cost her a turnover. And back in is Rose, and she's okay going out for Woodford County.
Shovel the feet. It's really important for Woodford here to get a couple makes here and get this under 10, especially Lafayette struggling early.
Hudson. Over to Abel. Ball stolen away by DeBilzan. DeBilzan on Rose and lays it up and in. DeBilzan's got 6 points here in the third quarter. She has scored all the Lafayette points, and they lead now by a dozen, 40-28.
Really stepped up here in the second half.
She has, and she did, like you said, Coach, nice jumper just inside the free throw line, jumper from the left baseline. That time it was a layup, a little bit easier for her.
And great anticipation, get the steal on the play before that.
Moffitt's three, yes! That's 8 for Addie Moffitt, who averages 12. She'll get her average, 40-31, and cuts it back down to 9.
They just keep hanging around.
Caroline Bennett back to Lindy DeBilzan, who's been the catalyst here in the third with 6 points. Dumps it to Pankins. 14-footer high arcer, good. Well, that almost didn't hit the net. That was a nice, pretty shot there by Kiara Pankins.
Well, that makes her tough. You're worried about her catching and driving and getting to the rim, and all of a sudden she pulls up and hits a little jump shot on you.
42-31. Here come the Woodford Yanks. Almost a steal. It is a steal. She tapped it to herself and bust out by Gar Carter. Good.
Just good anticipation. Read where the offensive player was going, and then get the steal and easy lay-in on the other end.
And these two teams played earlier in the season. Lafayette led only by 5 at the end of the third. Trying to shoot that one. Enlow battling and powers it up and in. Enlow.
Very tough to get off the glass. Just a nice job. Good position right there to get that offensive board.
She's got 7 points, 13 rebounds, 6 block shots. On pace for a triple-double, possibly. What a deep three by Caroline Bennett. Good. That's her third three.
Nice shot fake. Let the defender go by, sit your feet, knock it down. So many times you see kids rush that. She was right on target with that one.
She's got 12 points, Coach. 3 of 4 behind the arc for Caroline. And shot knocked down by Woodford.
Woodford's found some offensive success now. They've just got to get some stops on this end.
Yeah, that was Abel. She's got 6 points now. 3 minutes, 18 seconds.
And Woodford's gone back to a diamond and one, and Lafayette seems pretty content standing there and look at it at this point.
It'll be Scott County battling Madison Southern. About 8:15 tonight here on PrepSpin. Tomorrow night, doubleheader action. Right side backing up as Gar Carter missed it. There's Pankins battling, and she stepped out of bounds. She tried to save it in. What do you think about the matchups tomorrow night, Coach?
Franklin and Henry Clay, a lot of athleticism there. Franklin will try to turn them over and push the pace, and then the Central Dunbar game could be a whale of a game. I think Dunbar beat them by 1 a few weeks ago. That could be a really, really good basketball game.
You think Henry Clay can athletically compete with Franklin County?
I think they're going to have to shoot it off the well to stay in the game.
Three-pointer knocked down by Hudson.
Coach Denton's not going to be happy. That was pretty uncontested there.
Yeah, she's got 10 points now, does Miss Hudson. 47-38. DeBilzan, little stutter step to the basket, off glass, rolls out. There's Enlow keeping it alive. They tap it out. With it is Moffitt. Boy, a three-pointer here. This would get really interesting. 47-38. 2:12 in the third. Hudson looking. Rose was open. Now she's covered. We're going to have a timeout called by Coach Lucas and Woodford County. 2:06 to go here in the third. And, of course, we want to tell you about all of our great sponsors here on PrepSpin. White Greer Maggard, Mingy Beef Jerky, All Sports in the Fayette Mall, Bluegrass Orthopedics, Atkins and Sims and Commode, Whitaker Bank, Rafferty's Restaurants, UK Sports Medicine, Orthopedics, Roberts Insurance are right here in Main Street. They're not far from here at all.
Not very far at all.
Main Street have been in business 40 years, and all they do is catastrophic insurance for about 3/4 of the state of Kentucky. Joe and John Roberts and Bob Roberts, they're great folks over there. They've been a sponsor for a long time. Also on the Scholastic Ball Report TV show, Raising Cane's Chicken, One Love, Central Bank. All they are is the home of the University of Kentucky Wildcats for all their checking and so forth. And, Coach, we do appreciate those sponsors because they make it possible for you and I to be courtside. And I tell you what, Coach, you're right at midcourt. You can almost
right at it.
Yeah, you're right at midcourt.
Can't ask for
Push
better
your chair
seats.
over to the right side a little bit.
We're right there.
47-38. Thanks to Hugh and all the folks here at Eastern. To the basket, and she missed it. But there is the big Enlow with the finish. 5'11" Enlow with the follow. We got a 47-40 ball game. Minute 48 in the third. Remember, I told you they were only down by 5 at the end of the third early in the year at Woodford County, that Lafayette game. Minute 40 here in the third period.
Now they're back to chasing Bennett, trying to get her off that three-point line.
Bennett dumps it back now. Here's the golf shot, and she knocks it down. Macy Golf. That's her first field goal. Remember, in the first half, she had 8 points at the line on 8 of 12 shooting. She's now got 10 points to go.
Good execution right there, too.
Really good execution. 49-40. Here's a soft shot. Rolls in there for Abel. Abel's got 6 points, Coach.
Well, Lafayette is struggling on the defensive end right now. They're giving up penetration, they're giving up some easy jump shots, and Coach Denton will try to clean that up here very quickly, I'm sure.
Abram brings it back out on the dribble with a minute to go now in the third. Lafayette by 7. They've led by as many as what, Coach? 16, I believe?
16.
16 points was their biggest lead. 49-42 here. Woodford's cut it to 7. I agree with you, Coach. Things have been too easy inside for Enlow and Abel. And, of course, Moffitt and Hudson hit the big three-pointers in this quarter for Woodford.
Well, and now Lafayette's pretty content to hold it for one shot. And I would think that Coach Lucas would be okay with that
5-second call
on the Bill zone.
Well, how critical was that 5-second call against Dunbar, Coach, over in that 43rd district there at the end of the game, that LCA game with Dunbar?
Well, Lafayette's going to try to ramp up that pressure again, I'm sure.
Abby Hudson gives it back now to Rose. Back over to Hudson. She goes, penetrates, dumps it back now to her teammate Abel, and we're going to have a traveling call. Turn it over.
Again, the pressure forced that turnover right there. She shuffled her feet, trying to get rid of it a little quickly. I think if you would have told Coach Lucas he was going to be down 7 after being down 16 early, going in the fourth quarter, he'd take it. So a stop here would be really big for Woodford County.
Scott County and Madison Southern girls coming up after this one. Darren Douglas, Coach Scott True will give you the call of that one. Both games tomorrow night. Boys begin Wednesday night. There's a travel. So Abram turns it right back over to Woodford after the turnover by the Jackets. And 6.3 seconds to go here in the third.
Lafayette just looks out of sync right now, and Woodford County looks very much in sync. But
they look like a totally different team here in the third quarter,
they do.
Woodford County. They got 3 seconds. They give it in the middle, and there's Abel. Launches, tried to bank it in. It wouldn't go, but made it look good when it left her hand.
It did.
But we head to the final quarter, and it's a 7-point ball game, just 2-point difference than it was earlier in the year. 49-42, Lafayette will return here on the White Greer Maggard 11th Region Tournament basketball.
This is a special place.
Our home court advantage.
With the support of our fans and the Big Blue Nation, we can accomplish anything.
That same hometown advantage can be yours at Central Bank.
With their winning personal service, Central is passionate about helping me succeed.
They're always behind me, helping guide my financial strategy, and they can help you too.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local. Put Central Bank's hometown advantage to work for you.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin. There's Crown Trophy, my good buddy Ryan Tyson. I bet the Ball Report, my TV show, I bet we've given out over 1,000 of those plaques to athletes over the years. Probably at least 1,000.
Wow. Very nice.
49-42 here, Coach. I tell you, Woodford really took command in that third period. I mean, they were lights out.
They did, and Lafayette looked a little lethargic, and now they're going to come with a heavy pressure here early in the fourth.
Trouble getting it in. They finally do to Hudson. Back tap there, knocked out of bounds on great hustle by Lafayette. That was Gar Carter tracking that one. She tapped it from back and knocked it into the Woodford bench. Woodford, big third quarter. They were down by 10 at half.
Yeah, they need a big quarter of Enlow here and get some good looks early and then really put the pressure on Lafayette.
Rose penetrates, give to Moffitt. Moffitt couldn't set her feet for a three. Skips it back to Hudson. Down low to go to Enlow. Enlow turns, won't go. Rebounded by Pankins. That was a great job by Bennett from behind to get a piece of that Enlow shot.
Yep. That's your guard rotating down on that big post player and getting a piece of her shot.
Pankins with the left hand, won't go. Enlow battling. DeBilzan's got it, and she's going to kick it back out to Abram. Good play there by Lindy DeBilzan. Boy, she is such a solid player.
Well, she is. She's done a really good job for him here in the second half.
Bennett down low to Pankins, fakes, throws it up, and draws the foul. That's going to come from the backside on Casey Abel.
Very good up and under by Pankins.
Yeah.
Got Enlow up in the air, then stepped around her.
She's kind of mastered that move, hasn't she?
She does a really good job with it.
Third foul on Abel.
I don't want to jinx her, but she is a very good free throw shooter.
She has been in her career, averaging 15 points, nearly 10 rebounds, and that one rolls off. Not that you jinxed her, Coach, but Kara, I don't care what anybody tells me, she is still nowhere near 100%.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Just being out of the flow and out of things for 3 weeks is tough.
Yep. She had that concussion protocol. Knocks that one down. Let's look at Kara's body of work in this game. She has 5 points, just 3 rebounds, and 1 block shot. Those are not Kara Pankins' numbers.
No.
Enlow, left side, lays it up and in. Boy, she kind of hesitated, let everybody go past her, and that was the move that got her the wide open lay-in.
Yeah, and she did a really good job there, being patient, letting the defender go by. And now Woodford County back in the dominant one on Kiera.
Bennett, blocked by Enlow, her 7th block. She could get a triple-double tonight. There's a shot knocked down by DeBills that said, take that. 9 points for her in the second half.
She's been the difference.
Yeah, she's got 12 points now. 53-44 Lafayette. Let's take a look at that.
Again, just a nice set. Woodford didn't get to her, and she hits it. It's so hard to account for everybody. Bennett can shoot the three, show the first half. Gar Carter Davis can get to the rim. Pankins can shoot it and get to the rim. And then you get Lindy DeBills on, who's kind of quiet in the first half, and then she scored 9 points in the second half.
She does have 12 points. That equals Caroline Bennett's 12. Gar Carter has 10. And listen to this stat sheet for Enlow. Delaney Enlow, a freshman. She's got 11 points, 7 block shots, 14 rebounds. Like I said, she could have a triple-double here tonight if she gets a few more block shots, which we still got 6:45 to play. That's a pretty good chance she will.
Yeah, and she's really key for them, even if she's not handling the ball, but you know that she's back there, and if they get out of your pressure, they're going to throw it to her, and she's going to score. So you have to honor her, and it's made things difficult for Lafayette here in the second half.
Madison Southern, Scott County will battle after this one. Darren Douglas will give you the play-by-play on that one. Girls games tomorrow night getting underway at 6:30. Franklin County will take on Henry Clay. Almost a steal. Yes, Pankins tapped it. And leading it out there is Abram. Abram too strong. There's Pankins battling down low. Throws it up and in.
She's so good at that. Running that floor, getting down there and getting that rebound. Tough to account for, and if she gets it there, you can forget it.
She was determined, wasn't she? After she got that steal. In the middle to Abel. Abel thrown away, and DeBilzan's got the steal. Rose back. DeBilzan drives, lays it up and in. She will get the soup and the sandwich.
What a second half for her. Well, great steal. Second time she's stolen that way. And then just anticipation, pick that thing off and go, and then take the bump and finish anyway.
I'm not sure Rose fouled her. That may have been one of those anticipation calls.
Could have been.
There was no much contact there. Short on the free throw and pulled out of there by Abel.
And just like that, Lafayette goes up 13.
13 after Woodford had it cut down to 6. In the corner to Hudson. Hudson. She's got Moffitt wide open, but she's on the other side of the court. She doesn't see her. And that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lafayette. Give it back to Woodford. 5:52 to play, and Lafayette leads Woodford County 57-44. Gary Ball, Scott True, William Warfield. Darren Douglas. Takes a village.
Yeah, it does.
To do the 11th region.
It's awesome to be here, though.
He really is. They've done a great job. Here is some contact by Kara Pankins working on Abby Moffitt. Pankins going to pick up that foul.
But that's only the second foul on Lafayette this half.
I just was going to say only 2 team fouls, only 3 against Woodford. So only 5 total fouls have been called here in the second half.
But both teams playing zone, which is not terribly unexpected, but that's still pretty low for the pressure that Lafayette puts on you.
Moffitt dribbles out of the corner there, gives it back to Rose. She takes up her dribble and wonders to herself, why did I do that? Moffitt open from 3. Back of the rim, no. Rebounded by Abel. Abel turns wide open, banks it, no. There's Enlow battling and puts it up and in. And they called the foul before she shot it. Enlow saying, man, what about the basket?
Yeah, the foul on the rebound on Pankins. That's a good call. Again, they got the flying at the shooter, and they didn't get back to get the rebound.
That's 3 on Kiara Pankins now with the 3rd team foul. In the corner, Moffitt open from 3 and knocks it down.
She can really shoot it.
Moffitt now with 11. She joins Enlow with 11. Enlow has 15 rebounds and 8 block shots. She's 2 blocks away from a triple-double.
Wow, she's played really well tonight.
And, folks, she's a freshman.
Yeah.
Not your typical freshman, though. One of the leading rebounders in the state, over 13 a game coming in. DeBilzan backs it out. 57-47. Lafayette by 10. That's what they led by at halftime, Coach, by 10.
They did, and again, they're chasing Pankins. It looks like a diamond and 1 or a box and 1 on Pankins now, trying to limit her touches.
Bounce to DeBilzan from Abram. Stops and short. Through the hands, picked up there. Coming out of with it, it's Moffitt. Moffitt. And back tap by DeBilzan, and she dives and gives herself up to make sure that Moffitt doesn't have an easy score.
Great hustle there on the back tip.
Let's look at some numbers. 8 of 26 shooting by Woodford. 3 of 10 from three-point land. 9 of 34 for Lafayette. They're 3 of 5 from 3. 13 of 18. They have made 10 more free throws, and quite frankly, that's the difference in the game.
It is. They've been able to get in and get penetration.
Three-pointer no good. Stuck up by Enlow. That's good. It'll count.
It's really hard to get off the glass, and if you don't get it, she's going to get it, and then she's going to go finish.
Went up over to DeBilzan on that one, Coach, and finished it, and now that's 13 for Delaney Enlow, 16 rebounds, 8 block shots.
Wow.
Well, I love having this stat monitor, don't you, Coach?
It's nice.
It is so nice having a stat monitor. Enlow missed the free throw. 57-49. She could have cut it down to 57-50. Still a lot of time left in this game with 4:25 to play. DeBilzan a long 3. Front of the iron, no. Rebounded by Rose. Rose wanting to push it, but look who's getting back. Gar Carter. Rose to the basket. Foul. Let's see. Pick your poison. Was it DeBilzan? Was it Gar Carter? Both were there.
They gave it to DeBilzan.
Called it on DeBilzan. That is 4 on her, team's 5th foul. So Woodford could possibly get in a bonus here, 4:15. We'll step out. It's the White Greer Maggard High School Basketball Regional Tournament here on PrepSpin as we take a look at that last play there real quick. Well, yeah, that's at steal.
The Bills on, yeah. And that's the key for them, to get those steals and get in that transition.
Look at these replays. Boy, there's a nice shot out of the corner there.
It's good execution on the inbound play. And then there's Enlow again, down on the board. She's just tough to move.
Enlow is a totally different offensive player. We'll step out for 30 here on PrepSpin.
When you're out recruiting, a phone call doesn't always cut it.
You have to be there face to face.
It's the same with banking. That's why I chose Central Bank.
At Central Bank, it's easy to stay connected with online and mobile banking. But when you need someone to talk to or a quick decision made, we're right here with the products and personal service to help guide you toward your financial goals.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local and put Central Bank's local advantage to work for you.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated.
All Sky True, William Warfield, Darren Douglas, Steve Patel back here at Eastern Kentucky University, McBrayer Arena. Free throw connected there by, I really like this Peyton Rose girl, Coach. I think You know, she's a junior, but you can tell she's kind of the leader out there for this team.
She is, and the emotional leader, too, for them. Does a really good job for them. But the script is flipped now. Now it's Woodford getting to the glass and getting fouled and getting the free throws. And Lafayette's not, and they've been kind of content to shoot the three, and it hasn't gone in for them here lately.
57-51. Bennett, double team. Bennett on the floor, scoops it back out to Abram. Abram now. Kara Pankins, Caroline Bennett. In there now is Macy Goff. She's got the ball, gives it out to Bennett. Bennett swings it over to Abram. Kara Pankins has got a chaser on her, and right now that happens to be Casey Abel. 3:44 to play. What a ball game. It turned out to be a good one here, Coach.
Yeah, and Lafayette seems content to just back it up and hold it and let them sit in that zone. Now, that's good because they can spread Woodford out, but you've got to make shots when you do that because now they're going to come get you.
Abram now recognizes that it's going to be a man-to-man, gives over to Pankins. In the corner to Gar Carter, back to Caroline Bennett. Swing it back to Terry Abram. Pankins works in on Enlow. Pankins to the basket, lays it up and in. Big shot by Pankins.
That's what makes her so tough to guard because she can put it on the floor and beat you that way too.
So Kara Pankins, she has 11 points now. Over it comes to Moffitt. Rose, and here's a steal by Caroline Bennett. Bennett running the floor. Bennett throws it up and draws the foul there, and the foul's going to be on Hudson.
Well, again, Lafayette's changed their defense a little bit, changed the rotation, and Woodford County didn't recognize. He steps in a passing lane and gets the easy transition.
She was in the act of shooting, so Caroline Bennett, the 5'9" junior who averages 12 points a game. Free throw good. Bennett now with 13 points. DeBilzan leads the attack, Coach, with 14. And it's Enlow leading the attack for Woodford with 13 points, 16 rebounds, and 8 block shots. 60-51. Lafayette Lady Generals with 2:48 lead by 9. They've led by as many as 16. They have not trailed in this game, Coach.
They're not.
Three-pointer banked in. Moffitt just goes down court, and Rose pushes her. She just takes her hand and says, hey, sometimes you're a little lucky.
And now we'll see if Woodford County's got hope. Lafayette gets a little bit tight, makes a mistake, gives them another chance.
Banks are closed. It's 8 o'clock. Here's Pankins spinning. Left hand, and she might have traveled. That was a Euro step. Great call by the outside official. She stopped. Let's take a look at that bank again. Look at that.
Wow.
Banked it in.
And the defender standing right there, too. And this is the big possession for Woodford right here.
Well, if they could knock down a 3 here, we'd have a one-possession game, Coach True. In the middle it goes now. Abel goes in on Pankins, throws it up. No, there's Enlow. Missed it. And rebounded by Gall. Boy, Enlow, point blank. She's been making all those in the second half.
Rushed that one a little bit.
60-54. That would have cut it to 4, and Coach Alley didn't. Wants a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. As we said, Madison Southern coming up against Scott County right here on PrepSpin. Both games tomorrow night. Franklin County, Henry Clay will start things. Here's a move there by Pankins.
That was a good drive on the first one. The second one, she forced a little bit. And then in between, you get this, a bank shot from deep.
High on glass. That was high on the glass, too.
High on the glass.
Miss Moffitt says, I'll take it. Okay. Let's look at some numbers from this game. Moffitt has 14. 13 for Delaney Enlow, 10 for Rose, 14 for DeBilzan, 13 for Caroline Bennett, 10 for Gar Carter, and 9 for Kiera Pank. I still think the story of this game has been this Enlow girl with 13 points, 17 rebounds, and 8 block shots. They missed a block shot. That's been stuck on 7 since she had that block shot about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, now what's key here is Woodford County's going to just play solid D. They got plenty of time here, and Lafayette's got to find a way to get a good shot.
Abram, now they go back out top to Bennett. Minute 50 to play. Lafayette leads by 6. Winner here will advance to the Final Four Friday night right here at Eastern. DeBilzan gives it over to Gar Carter. Boy, Gar Carter and Abram both had terrific 43rd District tournaments.
Lafayette in a little bit of a delay now. Going to try to force Woodford County to foul or try to trap.
DeBilzan, strong move to the basket. Blocked away by Enlow. That's her 9th block shot.
Not sure Coach Denton wanted that shot. Didn't want to take a contested shot there.
Abel. Rose, ball knocked away. And coming out of there with those quicks is Gar Carter. Carter driving down, hanging, rolls off. Had it gone, it would have counted, but she'll go to the line.
Lindsay, it's a pretty good take, but she's 1-on-3 right there, and Enlow standing there. And they had killed about 30 seconds before that. So
Enlow needs one block shot to have a triple-double. She's got 17 rebounds, 9 block shots, and 13 points.
Wow.
What a night for the freshman. Free throw short there by Carter. When it's this tight of a game in a minute 14, things get a little tighter for you when you're standing up there at the free throw line.
Well, the pressure's all on Lafayette now. They're supposed to win. They're the big favorite. And now if Woodford can find a way to knock down a couple shots here, it could really get interesting.
Free throw connected by Carter. Carter. I love those hyphen names, don't you?
Yeah.
61-54. There's a lot. I remember Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Yep.
Guys like that. Hudson. And blocked by Pankins, and ball kicked, and they're going to say kicked out by Lafayette.
It's a good block by Pankins,
yeah, really
right there.
good block. That is her third block shot. Minute to play. Lafayette may escape, but I tell you what, Woodford and all their freshmen put up a heck of a fight.
They did.
Rose trouble getting it in, and Jay Lucas sees that and calls a quick timeout. It will be a full timeout. What's that? Mingy beef jerky. Yeah, Mingy. Boy, we got some here. We're going to give out the Mingy beef jerky to the winning coach tonight. Mingy beef jerky. Proud sponsor of PrepSpin. Thanks to those folks, Coach Mingy beef jerky.
Very good stuff.
Yeah, it is really good. I want a bag of that myself. Minute to go here. And, Coach, what do you do if you're Woodford? You're down 7. You only have a minute to play, and you're playing a ball club that's got some pretty darn good ball handlers in Lafayette.
Yeah, well, I think right now with a minute to go, you take the first available good shot. You don't have to force up a 3. You try to get a good shot, get in a press. If you don't get a steal, then you got to foul. And hopefully, you scouted them well enough to know who you want to foul, who you don't want to foul. So let the ball get to that person, try to get a foul, make them make free throws to wrap up the game and put some pressure on them. For Lafayette, it's going to be a matter of getting the ball, taking care of it, and then knocking down those free throws.
3-point shooting, 7 of 17 for Woodford. That's pretty good shooting, and 5 for 8 for Lafayette. That's even better.
Yeah, and neither team in the bonus at this point. Another
Right.
foul. Both teams have a foul to give before they get the bonus, so that could come into play too for Lafayette particularly.
These officials have done a tremendous job.
Yeah,
I don't even know they're here.
Yeah, and that's what you want. They've done a really good job tonight.
Except I look out there and there's 3 people, a lady and 2 men in stripe, so they got to be officials. I don't want to call them zebras. Rose, Abel deep in the corner to Moffitt. Out front, Rose. They get it in the corner. Moffitt's open from 3. Off the iron, no. Gets her mid tapped away. Pankins came. Yeah, she came from inbound. She can't do that. It'll go back to Woodford with 44.6 seconds. And Lafayette leads by 7, 61-54.
Good ball move by Woodford. They got a good look for Moffitt right there.
Lob goes to Enlow. Hudson. Here's Moffitt's long 3, in and out. Went halfway down. My goodness.
And now Woodford's got a foul.
Abram, and she's going to be fouled immediately. Moffitt's got to be thinking, man, I banked one in, but yet that one halfway down and came out.
Yeah, it did. It kicked all the way around and spun out on her.
The future looks bright for this Woodford County Yellow Jackets team. They are going to be superb not only next year, but wait till these young ladies are juniors and seniors. They will be hard to deal with, won't they, Coach?
They will that.
Carter to Bennett. Down to 26 seconds. Scoops it back to Abram. Lafayette 61, Woodford 54. Bennett, boy, she had wide open down low Carter. She didn't see her. Nobody even covering Carter. Would have been an easy layup.
A lot of time went off the clock there before
about 20
Woodford got
seconds.
That foul. Yeah, they got a foul sooner than that.
17.8. That all started with about 36 seconds left. And as you said, Coach, they let way too much time come off that clock.
Well, I know they had somebody they wanted to foul, but at this point, you got to get the first one.
Bennett missed it. Rebounded by Moffitt. Back tapped, and Kara Pankins diving on the floor. And Pankins is going to be, she's going to call a timeout on the floor. Good hustle there by Kara Pankins.
That's a great back tip. Knock it away from Moffitt, and Kara giving her body to go down and get it. Those are game-saving plays for you.
Coming up, it is 7-5, so coming up in about 20 minutes immediately after this one, which is 9.8 seconds left. It will be pretty good tilt Madison Southern will take on Scott County girls. Darren Douglas and Coach True with the call on that one. And step out here on PrepSpin.
I'm ready. Okay, kids, behave.
Man to man?
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
I got it.
With more features than ever.
All right, who's hungry?
Mobile banking from Central Bank lets you deposit checks, pay bills,
Okay, you're going to get a rip screen.
send and receive funds with Pop Money, and more. So you can stay in the game without missing a step. Do more with mobile banking from Central Bank, official bank of UK Athletics.
Coming up after the game, our Mingy Beef Jerky winning coach with Darren Douglas here courtside. 9.8 to go here. The Bills' hand. Boy, she's played well tonight, particularly handling that ball.
She has, and again, Woodford doesn't get the foul early, and now they're going to let it run out.
Let it run out, and Lafayette escapes. They led by 16, but Woodford made a big-time charge led by Delaney Enlow, who nearly had a triple-double tonight for Woodford. Lafayette gets good balance from DeBill's end in double figures with 14, Caroline Bennett with 13, Gar Carter with 11, and Kiara Pankins with 9 and 10 for golf. So great balance. You put almost 5 players. Pankins 1 point short of double figures tonight if you're Lafayette.
Well, DeBell's on was a huge difference in the second half. Jumped out and got 9 points from the second half. Again, another score you have to account for. And then Kiara with some big drives late and finishing around the rim. And again, I think the fatigue factor finally wore on Woodford County there in the end.
So coming up, we will get the winning coach with Mingy Beef Jerky, 61-54 as the winner for Lafayette. They advance to the semifinals Friday night. And there's Coach Denton. Are we going to try to get the Mingy Beef Jerky winning coach? So we'll get Allie Denton here shortly. And we will, he's going to get on the wireless. Yeah. So Darren Douglas heading over to get Coach Allie Denton, our winning coach, our Mingy Beef Jerky winning coach. She'll be presented with some Mingy Beef Jerky as they win at 61-54. Coach, I thought Woodford made a really valiant run there in the second half, led by Enlow and Moffitt and company, showing that freshmen can play.
Yeah, they did. They showed some real toughness, too, because they could have gotten blown out, and they didn't do that. And they had a chance. Had a couple looks ago. It might have been a different outcome.
I think Allie's going into the locker room very quickly. So she'll be back and chat with us. We'll take a break and come back with more postgame in our Mingy Beef Jerky winning coach here on the PrepSpin.
Oscar Combs. The next time you get hungry, remember this commercial. Then grab your keys and come to Rafferty's. Now, where did you put those keys? Rafferty's, located in Lexington, Louisville, Elizabethtown, Florence, Paducah, and Bowling Green.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. In Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up.
What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
All S, all P, all O, R T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
Gary Ball with Scott True. That does it for here. And Lafayette with a good effort by a lot of, I tell you what, some double figure scoring in that game. And as we talked about it, Coach, 4 girls and almost 5 girls in double figures for Lafayette.
They're really tough to defend. They come at you from so many different directions, inside, outside, and multiple players scoring tonight. But Woodford gave a good effort. I thought they fought well, and they've got a bright future with those 4 freshmen.
Great job, Coach. Look forward to the call from you and Darren in this next game. It'll be Scott County girls going up against Madison Southern. By the way, I see Summer Simmons. She's going to be on the bench tonight for Southern. So we'll come back with that one here in a couple minutes here on PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard basketball game of the week.